if I gave you £100 today or £100 next year, which one would you take? Obviously you'd go for today, wouldn't you? But why? It's not just about impatience. There's actually a real financial reason why you should go for the money today rather than the same amount in the future. And that's what we're diving into in this video. We're talking about the present value of money. Make sure you stick around because this could save you from making some pretty bad financial decisions. Money loses value over time. So you probably have experienced that in your own life. Prices end up rising. Inflation basically eats away at what you can afford with your cash. And so suddenly that £100 buys you a lot less next year than it does today. So if you're promised, say, £1,000 in 5 years' time, what you should really be asking is, what is that £1,000 in 5 years worth in today's money? You see, money that's actually in your hands, that you actually own right now, isn't just cash, it's opportunity. You can invest it, you can earn interest, you can put it to work in a business, for example. And so let's say you could invest £100 today in a savings account that earns 5% interest. Well, in a year, that £100 would then be worth £105. But what if someone offered to pay you £105 next year instead of £100 today? Is that a fair deal? And how would you know whether it's a fair deal? Well, that's where finding out the present value of money in the future is really helpful. Now, this is the present value formula. Basically, the present value is the future value divided by 1 plus what's called the discount rate. Now, the discount rate is often related to things like interest and so on. So we're going to do a quick calculation, slightly more simplified than you would actually do in real life, but it hopefully illustrates the point. Let's imagine someone offers you £105 in a year, and the interest rate is 5%. What we can do is we can work backwards to find out what that is actually worth in today's money. And so we take the future value, 105, we would divide it by 1 plus the discount rate, which in this case we'll just assume is the interest rate. So that's divided by 1.05, and that takes us back to 100. Now you'd probably be aware of that because that's the example we used previously, but just the other way around. But what that tells you is that £105 next year is the same as £100 today. So if someone offers you less than £100 now for waiting a year, you'd actually be making a bad deal and you'd be better off waiting a year to get £105. Right, let's add a few more dynamics in and let's think about a real world example. Let's imagine you're offered either £500 today or £600 in 2 years' time. Which one should you take? Well, it all depends on what you could earn by investing that £500 in the meantime. So if a bank pays 5% interest per year, 500 today would grow to about 551 in 2 years' time. Now that's still less than 600, so actually in this case, waiting 2 years to get 600 might be the better choice. But let's now imagine that you could invest that 500 at 10%. In that case, you would end up with about £605 after 2 years because of the interest. And that would mean that you're actually better off taking the £500 today and investing it at 10%. So can you see that thinking through the present value helps you to make decisions logically rather than just guessing? So what's the golden rule? Money today is worth more than the same amount in the future. And so whether you're making investment choices, running a business, or just deciding when to get paid, understanding present value can help you to make smarter financial decisions. I hope that's been helpful. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, please hit like and subscribe for more finance tips, and let me know in the comments if you've got any more questions about present value.